Hi guys, and today I'm going to talk to you about change. A lot has been changing in my life, and I just feel like I really want to talk to you guys about accepting change, dealing with change, and helping to make change a healthy and happy thing that can help you in life, because change isn't always a negative thing. It can also be positive, and a lot of times it ends up being a positive thing. So as you guys know, I'm in 8th grade. So I'm going to be going to high school in the fall, and high school is definitely a big change. Going to high school changes everything. You can get totally new friends, you completely change extracurriculars, you change schools completely, you go out of your comfort zone, and going to a big school can be really stressful and really nerve-wracking. So I think that it's really great to understand how to deal with that change and how to really accept it and move forward. Because you definitely change. Everything changes. We're as human beings, we are meant to adapt and really adjust to our environment. So when something changes, we eventually will adjust. And I think that that's something that people need to accept. You have to accept that everything is going to be okay. You will eventually adjust. I think that a lot of times people get so nervous, and I think that the real thing that you have to do is really understand everything is going to be okay. You just have to say that in your head. You have to say every little thing is going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to end up being all right. I'm going to be okay. And once you say that, you start to believe it. And I think that that's really important. While you're going through big changes in your life, while things are changing around you or you're changing yourself, you have to know that no matter what happens, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out all right. Everything will end up being okay. So that's kind of like one of those things, like, don't worry, be happy. I was just listening to that song, and I think that that's a really great message to hold. Don't worry, be happy. When things are changing around you, a big thing you have to do is first accept that it's happening. Because if you're oblivious and you are kind of neglecting that it's there, you're like, oh, nothing's changing, everything's staying the same. Like, don't be in denial. You need to accept it. Accept, yes, things are changing, but I'm okay with it. And I know it's gonna be okay. And I'm all right, I'm okay. So once you accept that, you can kind of move on. You can go to the next step. The next step is kind of realizing how it changes you. So once you accept that something has changed around you, you kind of have to focus in and be like, how is this going to affect me? Or how does this affect me? So I'll just give an example. I have a friend, and her boyfriend recently moved on a 1-month adventure to a different country, and she's not able to contact him. And that's definitely a big change in her life, because she's constantly in contact with him, and now she can't be. So now that kind of forces me to think, how is this going to affect me? How is her boyfriend going to a different country going to affect my life? And I think that it really showed me, oh, well, now I have to be there for her. I have to be that friend for her. I have to be there for her at all times. I have to be there to comfort her. And I just have to be someone that she can trust and go to, because she's going to be going through a hard time. She's going to be struggling a little bit, and I have to be that person. So once something changes around you, you have to think, how can I make it better? So that's how I made it better. I thought, okay, well, if that's gonna happen to her, then I'm gonna be that person. I'm gonna be there for her to trust and for her to come to with anything. And I think that that is truly accepting change, taking action, figuring out how it affects you, and making it positive. So once I made it a positive thing, it really changed everything. Once I made it a positive thing, I could be there for her, and I think that she felt way more supported, and we got closer in our friendship. So it honestly became a positive thing. I also think that sometimes with change, people can get a little caught up. People can say, I'm such a different person. I want to try to go back to everything. I want to go back to where everything was. And you kind of want to go back to how everything was, because you might have thought, oh, it was so great. Life was so perfect. I had such a great life when that happened. I don't know why things changed. But you have to understand that change was meant to happen. And one of my biggest beliefs in life, personally, is that everything that happens was meant to happen. So I recently had a big change in my life with friends, and I think that that really changed my perspective on how life was. I used to think, oh, well, I needed to get everything back to where it was supposed to be. I need everything to go back to normal because that's how great life was. But as I kind of settled into this new atmosphere and the new life that I kind of had, I kind of realized it really wasn't that great. There were a lot of problems in my life that I didn't really think about. And I definitely was having a lot of problems that I don't have anymore. So that kind of forces me to realize, oh, well, maybe I don't need to go back to where it was. I think that I'm okay where I am. And I think that that is such a great thing when you can say that you are okay just where you are. I think that's also a really great lesson overall in life, to be able to accept where you are and really embrace it. Embrace where you are in life. If you have a friend who maybe is maturing a little faster than you during middle school, then you can kind of be like, oh, well, you know, it's okay. I'm in a good place. The time will come when I'm maturing. I'll be okay. And I know that I'm not at the same place as everybody, but that's because you're not gonna be. Everybody is different. Everybody is unique. And you're gonna be different than everybody. That's just kind of how life is. You kind of have to just accept it and embrace it. So I think that's kind of the two words that I really want you guys to take away from this kind of rant about change. Accept and embrace. Accept that change has happened. Accept where you are and embrace it. Embrace the change that has happened. Make it a positive thing. If it was a negative thing, if it was positive, keep it positive. And embrace where you are. Life is too short to be sad. Life is too short to be dreading about the small things in life. You just gotta embrace it and be happy and just have joy. XXOO Sonia.